Hello everybody, this is Christian, Pokemon Champion, here with another challenge. The Beating Pokemon Emerald with Only Beldum challenge. Now the rules. Just like before, I can only use Beldum to deal any damage in battle. Of course, other Pokemon will be used for HM use only. I can't use any items during battle. This will now include revives, max revives, X items, and even held items. Last challenge, I allowed these aforementioned items for Kricketot, but I wanted to make this one a little more difficult in this area. Lastly, winning the game will be defined as defeating the champion of Hoenn. I will try to beat Steven at the end, but due to the difficulty of this challenge, I'm not 100% certain as of yet if I can beat him. Beldum has a base stat of 300. His physical attack and defenses are much better than Kricketot's. A little slow, but hopefully this won't interfere too much with the challenge. While his base stat is more than a third better than Kricketot's, the difficulty of this challenge will lie in his move pool. In this case, the only move he can ever learn is Takedown, a 90 power move that chips away at my health every time I use it. Can I ever do a challenge where I don't have to lose health in order to battle? This may lead to an issue with ghost type Pokemon down the road since it is a normal type move. Now let's begin! I started by making certain that my starter Pokemon would be Beldum by using the Universal Randomizer. We rescued the professor and got Beldum as a reward. Seems legit. And darn it! I accidentally chose not to name Beldum because I wasn't paying attention. I guess he'll just have to go by Old No Name for now until we get to the name raider. I beat the rival and got the Pokedex. Sure, I'll search around the whole world looking for Pokemon you've never seen whilst not getting paid for the work. Stinking loose child labor laws. Just like before, the first gym leader is a rock type Pokemon trainer. Let's do the time warp again! I go straight to the first gym at level 14. But I failed to defeat Roxanne's first Geodude, so I decided to train in the Resturf Tunnel. The only Pokemon that are here is Rismer, which, if defeated, would give me HP EVs. This ought to allow me to use Takedown more often because I'll have more HP to use. What?! I found my first shiny Pokemon in years! Man, I wish there was an easier way to go back and forth to train. Oh, Abra. That was convenient. I mean convenient. Well, this is embarrassing, I misspelled it. Finally, after 9 levels, I barely survived using a struggle and defeated Roxanne. She gives me a useless TM and I'm on my way. Next we saved Pico and got the Pokénet for free. Seems legit. I sailed to Dewford Town to fight the next gym. And dang, I beat Brawley's team in only 2 tries. I thought this was going to be tough. Little did he know what was to come. I handed Steven the letter and he gave us a useless TM. Next, I sailed to Slateport City. There I found the name raider. And decided instead of Beldum, I named him Bellsmart. I beat up Aqua Nerds and I fought an Aaron. Yes, this does matter. This battle showed me just how difficult Steven might be in the future. This Aaron, about half my level, almost took me down by himself, and this is why winning the game will be defined as beating the champion rather than Steven. I fought my rival, destroyed Wally, and began my epic to... Watson. I mean, do you have to be that obvious with what you were trying to go for with his name? I began at level 32. This level wasn't nearly what it needed to be to beat the gym. His first 2 Pokemon weren't the issue, though Electrike did paralyze me often with his ability. The issue was more so Magneton's steel typing. Takedown is a normal type move, so my attacks won't be very effective toward him. This began the start of my misery. 14 levels later. Finally, at level 46, I was strong enough to take down Voltorb and Electrike in 1 hit. Now Magneton. He paralyzed me, but I take him down. Get it? In 2 hits, along with a critical hit, with Manectric following thereafter. Finally! Stinking laughing little... I mean, this training wasn't horrible, and I even trained more levels than I did against Gardenia with Kricketot, but the training was just the worst. I beat a couple of Magnet Nerds to change it up and went for gym number 4. Just like before, the first 2 Pokemon were easy. I kept fearing Slugma would burn me because I thought it had Flame Body. It never burned me, so I assumed it had a different ability. Camerupt would often use Sunny Day, which would find to be an issue later on, but isn't too tough for Bellsmart. At level 50, I was confident this gym would be doable. Then I saw Torkoal. Dang. Well, I guess it's time to train again. I started with training in the route before Lava Rage Town. While the area has a lot of Nummels, which give special attack EVs, Boink and Machop give special defense and attack EVs respectively. Getting impatient with the process since I've done so much grinding between the 3rd and 4th gyms, I started to battle Flannery and allowed myself to white out to gain the experience. With this strategy, it gives me an idea of how much I need to level up to beat her. It was at level 61, 11 levels later, where I beat her Camerupt in 1 critical hit and Torkoal in 2 hits, to my surprise. I got the fossil in the desert, and they'll never know which fossil I chose. Well, I hope the next gym will be easy. Of course, there's nothing between Gym 4 and Gym 5, so this gym was going to be at least a little difficult. Again, the first 2 Pokemon weren't the issue. I feel like I've done this before. Predictably, it was Slacking who made it difficult due to his tanky stats and encounter. Do I have to grind again? I don't think I'll win, but at least I'll know how much damage I can against Lunatone. Oh! Well, that wasn't that bad. I agree, Dad. Ellipsis. I caught Pikachu so that I can use Surf. Next was Gym 6. Swablu was particularly easy. Altaria, well, has Earthquake isn't much for Bellsmart. Tropius has a similar fate. Now Skarmory. With his strong defense and steel typing, it takes a lot of takedowns to take him down, and Pelipper loses to a critical hit. It was nice that this gym wasn't too difficult. Take it in now, because we're on for a long next gym. I skipped to Lily Cove City. I was wondering about something. Is it possible to beat the contest with only Beldum? No. No, it's not. I beat some Aqua Nerds, then some Magna Nerds. Gotta make sure we keep everything balanced. Now to the 7th gym. Of course, this is a double battle gym. I initially attempted at level and failed. Relinquish knows Earthquake, and Solrock knows Flamethrower, both super effective against me. Furthermore, Lunatone and Solrock are both rock types, so takedown isn't very effective toward them. You know what's annoying? Earthquake doesn't affect any of the other Pokemon on their team. This means that Beldum had to take the full front of the hit. It's basically 4-on-1 with 2 of them pounding my Pokemon with super effective moves. I'm ready to get hurt again. Let's do the Rocky-inspired montage film. Bum, 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 bum. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the dream of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. After many hours of training, I tried again and failed. It's time for a new strategy. I got a few Zigzagoons that are above level 20. At this level, their pickup ability will have a 4% chance of obtaining a rare candy. But apparently they're just that rare because after a long time, I only got 2 candies. I just decided to look up a video on where to find rare candies in this region and obtained enough candies to get Beldum to level 100. I really didn't want to resort to such a tactic. Just in case, I did try different levels to see if there was a lower level that would be able to beat this team. Only level 100 was enough, however, and only if I fight in a very specific way. Even at level 100, I still had trouble with this team, but if I make sure I tag Relinquish first, Xatu will attack my teammate instead of Beldum. Then I have to take down Solrock in 2 hits. It took a lot of levels to make sure I could use Takedown twice to beat him. Next, I have to attack Lunatone. They usually waste a turn on Light Screen. During all this, Xatu normally just spams Calm Mind or occasionally use Psychic. The Calm Mind did scare me a little bit. It didn't appear to matter much, however. I finally won by attacking Xatu. 23 levels. It took me 23 levels to win this battle. I hope the best is yet to come because there's not much more I could do to win matches other than breaking my rules. Now let's get ready to rumble! I will never blink! I'm forced to get a... Wait, he's only 23 feet in height? He's kind of shorter than I thought. I was going to say that they forced a 10-year-old kid who only has 7 badges to get this giant legendary Pokemon to B-word slap the other 2 rampaging Godzilla and Bira wannabes, but this isn't as bad as I thought. I will never blink! By the power vested in me by this short cream turd, the world will not be destroyed by 2 glaring nerds! Well, that was weird. Now for the last gym. By the way, I know this video doesn't go into as much detail as my Kricketot challenge. However, since I only have Takedown and I'm not allowed to use any items whatsoever, there's no strategy I could use to win a match other than just grind and hope I win. Thankfully, this was the easiest gym of the entire run. It only took me 3 minutes in all to win. Though at level 100, it's not that surprising. Love Disc, Wish Cash, and Celio all lost in 1 hit. Kricketot in 2, and last was Kingdra with 2 hits. So glad that was easy. I gave Blue Kachu Waterfall and went to Victory Road. Other than a rival battle with Wally, there wasn't a whole lot that was interesting here. Since Beldum is now at level 100, there is no benefit to fighting the trainers other than for financial reasons. So I avoided them as much as possible. I'm now in the Pokemon League, and I'm ready for the Elite Four. First off is Sydney. Knowing what was after him, I drained my PP by 10 to access Struggle later on. He wasn't much of a challenge ultimately. Mightyena tried to intimidate me, but we can't get intimidated, son! Jiraiya lost like he did with Pain. Too soon, Cacturne being slow and of low defense stats went down, and Kricketot ended similarly to Cacturne. And now is Absol. You're so stinking cool, I can't take it! Oh. Bye, Felicia. Phoebe is my next opponent, and this was the one battle I was scared of from the very beginning. Up until this point, ghosts were never an issue, surprisingly. However, I was forced to use Struggle rather than Takedown for this battle. Thus, it took more attacks than usual to win a match. Her first Dusclops often use Protect and or Curse. It's when she uses Curse where I would start over. Fortunately, she didn't spam that too much. Jeanette liked to use Will-O-Wisp, but was gone in no time. Sableye was easy. The second Dusclops was the issue. I unfortunately had to resort to a strategy I used in the Kricketot challenge that I felt I ought not to do in this one. I chose to utilize... Dun, dun, dun! Save states. Save states were essential for Kricketot, but I figured it would make this challenge too easy. But because Dusclops was just so tanky and Beldum was fatigued from using so many takedowns, I wanted to see if there was a possible future where I could beat her. The worst thing is that Beldum is already level 100, so there isn't anything I could do to find a sequence of events that'll lead to my victory. I had just enough HP to beat Dusclops and beat Jeanette thereafter. That was a tough battle. This one couldn't be tougher. No way! I'm now able to use Takedown again, so I used a couple of PP ups. None of the Pokemon had any moves other than the occasional Hail Mary that became an issue. It was in fact their large amount of HP that made this tough on me. Taking down one of the Celios takes just too much HP. But I used save states again to see if there is a future where Beldum can win because Takedown was just taking too much HP. I beat Walrein, and the first Glalie wasted a turn using Light Screen. The second Glalie used Hail, which was the reason for the last Pokemon to be difficult for Beldum. Beldum didn't have enough HP to take it down, despite having the most optimal sequence of battles through save states. Hail would just finish off my Pokemon. It turned out to be literally impossible to beat Glacia with a single Beldum at level 100 without any use of items. I inevitably used a Soda Pop and won. So bittersweet, I won, but at what cost? I officially wasn't able to beat this game without the use of items. But this is not the end. I may not be able to complete all the conditions, but I can still pass. It just won't be an A+. Glacio is tough. This one couldn't be tougher. No way! Shogun is first and was in trouble, but next was Flygon, who used Earthquake. At low health, up next was... Oh, that's just not fair. There's just no way I can beat him without using a healing item. I had to use 2 healing items this time, along with a lucky critical hit because I wasn't able to take 2 flamethrowers from him. Kingdra got cocky and spammed Dragon Dance, and lost to my takedown. Knowing that Beldum wouldn't be able to live after 1 use of takedown, I used my 3rd full restore of the match. 2 hits and they were down. That was horrible. That was a tough battle. This one couldn't be any tougher. No way! In all honesty, Wallace wasn't nearly as tough as the prior 2. 2 takedowns, and Wailord was... deflated. Wishcash loved Amnesia. I guess he forgot how to battle. They went down when 2 takedowns were enough. Unfortunately, I still had to use save states to make this battle a possibility. Gyarados went down in a critical hit. Tentacruel also lost to a critical hit. It was very obvious at this point that I won't be able to win this match without the use of healing items. I used my last healing item for the Pokemon League. 2 hits and Ludicolo lost, and so did I. In my heart. Melodic, the very last Pokemon of the challenge, lost to my mighty takedown. I won, yet I didn't get a perfect win. Along with Kricketot, Beldum was put into the Hall of Fame with an in-game count of 48 hours and 36 minutes. Nowhere near as bad as the Kricketot challenge, but I consider it one for the books. Now for the ultimate question. Is it possible to beat Steven with only a Beldum? No. No, it's not. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. No. I'm not done yet! That's it! Let's go Super Saiyan by spamming healing items! I used 6 X attacks and Skarmory retreated. Couldn't handle the heat, could ya? I was forced to keep using the full restore until Metagross lost the PP in his Earthquake. That's 10 full restores so far. But this allowed me to beat him because his other moves were too weak. Claydol used Reflect and Light Screen. At this point, Reflect doesn't affect the outcome ultimately, since I'm spamming healing items. Another full restore for this one. Aggron also knew Earthquake. Why does everyone know this stinking move? I had to heal until he lost the PP in his move once again. His defenses and dual resistance to takedown were the worst, but through perseverance I won. After 8 full restores, 3 Soda Pops, and 1 Citrus Berry. I told you that Aaron would be relevant. Skarmory returned to be defeated after the use of another full restore. Kricketot made it difficult due to Confuse Ray. But after 2 full restores, I won. Last is Armado. I have 0 takedowns left, but that's it. I won with struggle. How fitting. Ultimately, it took me 6 X attacks, 22 full restores, with 26 for the entire game, 3 Soda Pops, with a 4th earlier in the Elite Four, and 1 Citrus Berry. That makes a total number of 37 items used as a whole for the entire game. Despite my inability to beat Steven, the champion in Elite Four, without the use of items, I am very proud of the work done here. I was still able to beat the Elite Four and the champion opponent with just a Beldum, which was the goal from the very beginning, along with Steven. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you like my content. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, Felicias.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. Bum, bum,
Woman,
bum.
you're supposed to actually sing it now.
That's why I asked you to sing my part so I knew which one.
I told you. I actually did show you.
Oh, okay.
To me.
Take 2.
Okay.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum,
You're
bum.
supposed to sing it! Right there!
Why don't you sing it? Now it's
No. You sing it because it's funnier this way, and I'd rather you do it.
Okay.
Ready?
Just point at me when I'm supposed to sing it.
Bum.
Bum, bum,
Don't laugh.